Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whichever applies to you. Welcome back if you are new here. My name is Julia. I'm a contemporary singing specialist based in Australia, and today I am returning to the exceptional voice that is Ronnie James Dio, and I'm very excited to be looking at Holy Diver. Let's get into it.
Holy diver, you've been down too long in the midnight sea. Oh, what's becoming of me? Ride the tiger, you can see his stripes, but you know he's clean. Oh, don't you see what I mean? Gotta get away, holy diver. Yeah. Shiny diamonds, like the eyes of a cat in the black and blue. Something is coming for you. Look out! Race for the morning. You can hide in the sun till you see the light. Oh, we will pray it's alright. Gotta get away. Get away. Between the velvet lies, there's a truth that's hard as steel. Yeah, the vision never dies. Life's a never-ending wheel. Say, holy diver.
No, we're already almost halfway through. Dang. Okay, so my first knee-jerk reaction to this is I really like the driving feeling that is in this groove. And the second thing that I like is how Dio is choosing to really emphasize particular words through his use of constriction and distortion, and how that aligns with this feeling of groove. He's focusing on tension and accent or emphasis on particular words, and I feel like it just layers so well over what the instrumentation is doing and keeps it interesting, because if you're just listening to the music portion, that bit is fairly repetitive. And so it's the storytelling from Dio that is keeping this interesting. There was one section, I think he was about to like walk through something where he got really constricted. And by constricted, I don't mean like laryngally. I mean this sounds so deliberate. I think it was yeah. He was about to walk through something. There. Maybe. We'll see.
Race for the morning. You can hide in the sun till you see the light.
Yes. Light. It almost sounds like he's engaging something that would give you a growl, but then even that's kind of like squeezed to the top. It's that one's a little hard to describe, but you can hear how much more closed light kind of becomes. We have this restriction in the color that's available, but it hits that word. I feel like it's super purposeful so that these lyrics really drive. They have their own drive on top of the music. In addition to that, it feels very much like we get this sense of a solo adventurer because we have this main vocal line, and then it's just Dio again as a second vocal line, and it's almost consistent it's there for a purpose and then it's gone. But he's harmonizing with himself almost the entirety of this song so far. I think that's pretty cool. And then at the end there, just if we're just talking technique, for the majority of the time, it feels like he's really focusing on this short, sharp, biting, gritty, almost dirty, conversational, speechy tone for the majority of the lyrics leading up. And then we have these little pockets of the amazing vowel work that we know that Dio has. It peaks through every now and again with his agility, but then also when he goes up for this soaring high note. And he just makes it sound so easy. Let me find it. It's at the end of the chorus.
There's a truth that's hard as steel, yeah. The vision never dies, like some never-ending wheel. Say, oh,
The space and brightness on that. I love the contrast of this gritty, dirty, speechy sound that he uses. And then that's just, it sounds so pure. There's a beauty in Dio's vowel work. And there he's transitioned from something that is mostly first register into something that sounds a little bit more second. And he's got this bright, pingy, bell-like quality to his vowel work. It just, it's almost, it's pretty. It's got a beauty to it. And I find that juxtaposition really, from a vocal standpoint, I find it a little bit amusing. But then also it's Dio. So I guess he can do whatever he wants. We're going to keep going, but those were just a few things that stood out to me.
say, holy diver, you're the star of the masquerade. No need to look so afraid. Jump, jump, jump on the tiger. You can feel his heart, but you know he's mean. Some like
Oh, that's such okay. Remember what I was talking about earlier where I say he's emphasizing words and just sits on top of the groove? Here we have space and how he's emphasizing rhythms within his phrase. I want us to go back and re-listen to that because we have this short, sharp staccato approach on the jump, jump. We have this fast cutoff on the end of it. And then there's one word where he's using aspiration as another way of indicating rhythm. Let me go back.
you're the star of the masquerade. No need to look so afraid. Jump, jump, jump on the tiger.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, so jump on a tiger. But on tiger, he's like, tiger. And he's got this breath that's coming through at the end of it. So it feels like he's got more plosive to guh, guh, guh coming through on it. It's mad. And how cleanly he's articulating the jump on a tiger. Like we have this clear rhythmic idea that's being set up there. And it just makes mean on the next line stand out like it's actually mean. I don't know. I like how he isolates the importance of words so far in this by using a different vocal approach. And it's not the sustained beauty that I heard in the first song that I reacted to of Dio, and I did that with Elizabeth, and I mean, we got to just have our minds blown. Me for the first time, her for the many-th time, but the sustain, the vowel work, like that was incredible. And while I haven't heard as much of that in this one, I can hear some very specific artistic choices connected to storytelling, which is just, it's mad, it's awesome.
Star of the masquerade. No need to look so afraid. Jump, jump, jump on the tiger. You can feel his heart, but you know he's mean. Some like can never be seen. Yeah.
Oh God, pingy, beautiful, balanced, mean. Where is he? I think the word is seen. Sorry, not mean. Okay, so closer up around the C sharp 5. He makes it sound easy. He makes it sound too easy. It's like, it's almost not fair. He makes it seem easy. Because then, of course, he goes straight to distortion because why not?
Feel his heart, but you know he's mean. Some like can never be seen. Yeah.
look up who did that guitar solo because I actually really liked that. I really like it how you can when you can hear like clear melodic motifs that are just being expanded on throughout a solo, as opposed to just being like, these are all the notes that I know I can play as fast as I possibly can. I really like to see artistic choices like that, where it's like, this was my idea and I'm going to build off this idea and I have the technique to make it sound cool as heck. Let's listen to that again, actually. And then we'll keep going because it looks like we don't have much left. That's sad.
Holy diver, you've been down too long in the midnight sea. Oh, it's becoming of me. No, ride the tide.
Again, got so much distortion. I feel like this would be so fun to try and learn, just to figure out how the best approach for each of these would be. Something that is cropping up a lot in his tone, though, is it's sitting like it's got a low, dark approach to it. And I'm feeling like the way he's achieving this would be probably from trying to drop the back of the jaw and lifting the tongue a little within the mouth. So, for example, when we're hearing, what was the word here?
You've been down too long in the midnight sea.
So for that C to have that darkness of the sound quality, my jaw is dropping and my tongue is raising. C. So we're getting this quality that's coming through in the sound. And I think he does similar on the next line.
Oh, it's becoming of me.
B. And like that one is sounding a little bit more. Oh no, it would make sense because M is a nasalized consonant. I was about to say, it sounds like it's propagating through the nose a little bit. It starts with an M, of course it's going to propagate through the nose a little. Especially when you're raising the tongue like that. I'm also really appreciating the kind of almost blues influence that's coming through in a lot of his agility passages, and that kind of darker, distorted agility is pretty indicative of a lot of your blues music. This is cool. We're going to keep it going. We're gonna keep going.
Becoming of me. No, ride the tide. You can see his steps, but you know he's clean. Oh, don't you see what I mean? Gotta get away, gotta get away, yeah. Hold it, diver, soul survivor, yellow water's clean. Hold it, diver, let the cats in the blue coming after you. Hold it, diver, hold it, diver.
Oh my god. They just, all right, just pop off in the ad-lib section. The song's done and he's like, oh yeah, I'm amazing. Does all these other things. I think it would be easy to listen to a song like this and be like, oh yeah, melody's kind of reduced in places, like it's focusing more on the storytelling. And it would just be too easy to ignore the fact that a lot of the supporting vocals that are in this song are where you're seeing like the snippets of the fact that Dio is an absolute monster of a vocalist with like sustains and range and ping and vibrato and just ad-libbing stuff and being agile. Like all of these things seem to be creeping into the harmonic line that is like following the main melody line the entire time, and then, well, not the entire time, most of the entire time. And then the ad-libs at the end. I just I feel like you could forgive someone for not realizing that to sing all of the vocal parts of this particular song, there's a lot more going on than just what the main melody is doing. And in a lot of ways, what the supporting vocals are doing may be considered more technically difficult because it requires range and capacity to access and utilize that range effectively in a few different ways. But yeah, our main melody line, things I absolutely adored, articulation, and how he hits those rhythmic elements. It really just sits across that groove. Like, I feel like you could remove the instrumentation and you would still get a sense of that drive. Not saying as in like remove it and the song would feel the same. I mean, if you listen to the raw vocal lines of a particular vocalist, you can sense the musicianship and the intention behind a vocal line. If you're listening to just the raw recording of like the vocal track, you can hear that in certain musicians. Another one who was really good at it was actually Michael Jackson. I know it sounds weird to be talking about Michael Jackson when we're talking about Dio, but as far as raw vocals, Michael Jackson, Freddie Mercury is another one where if you listen to the raw vocal track, you hear the emotional and the lyrical and the rhythmic and musical intention of exactly what they wanted for songs that have these kind of like driving rhythm, super groovy type numbers. Like the vocalist is not slacking off at all. Like they're pulling their weight when it comes to the rhythmic tension of a particular song. They're contributing to that texture as well. So I think that's really, really cool. And I feel like the focus for this one, for that primary line, was storytelling. The way in which he emphasized individual words to really drive home an accent or really drive home how dirty and gritty perhaps some of these lyrics are. I feel like that was super clever, but it seems deliberately intentioned. And that's very exciting as a listener to have that experience of, oh, I'm listening to the lyric. And if I just listen to the tone that the singer is using, I actually get in my mind a picture of the character that the story is meant to be portraying. Like I think that's wicked. And I think it's the job of a singer to be able to do that. If you are going to be storytelling, you best hope your decisions match what story you're telling. In my first Dio listen, I feel like my mind was primarily blown by his stamina, his legato phrases, his capacity for belting. We had a lot more pure tone with little interjections of distortion. And then this one, I feel like we were majority distortion, really focusing on that gritty, conversational, almost bitey, mouthy, super mouthy with emphasis. Like that seemed to be the approach with this particular song. And then little pockets of those other skills of what we heard the first time. So if anything, I feel like having listened to both of those songs, and if you haven't seen that first time reaction, it's up here. I feel like having listened to both of those songs, you get to see more of the extremes of like the things that are hinted at within either, which is really cool. And I definitely think I would want to see more examples of how both of those things are utilized, because even within this song, while the main melody line for a lot of the time has more of like a speech range to it, and then we have those hints of extension into range. Like, don't get me wrong, you still need range to sing this song, especially if you're going to be going up into that fifth octave. Ha! Good luck. But if you are going to be singing the song, you will still need range. But I just mean in comparison to the first Dio song that I listened to. Like, there's just, I feel like he should be in his own category, really. If we're comparing Dio to Dio, that makes more sense than comparing Dio to a lot of other things. But yeah, I think that's where I'm going to leave that one. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to give it a like, click the subscribe button and the bell notification beside it for more just like this one. As usual, though, I hope you are staying safe. I hope you are staying healthy. And I will see you next time. Bye. Oh, I'm stuck. I can't even do it. Jump on a tiger. These are all the notes that I can possibly play as fast as I absolutely can. God, I didn't get that out very well, did I? What have I done? Why has it got Holy Diver at the top? No. Why is it doing weird things? Go away. Oh.